Hello everyone, this is Johannes and you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings. And today we are taking a look at Ceylon. Is it any good? Let's find out, but first let's take a quick look on how to play this game. Let's take a quick look on how to play Ceylon. Ceylon's main mechanism is these cards. Each card is going to have two main actions depicted. On your turn, you're going to play this card to the discard pile, and depending on the orientation you play the card, you're choosing one of the main actions that you're going to do. After you've done that main action, or one of the basic actions, then the other players around the table are going to do the other main action, or the basic action. After everybody's done that, you're going to draw a new card and the next player is going to play. And after that, you're just going to continue to do that until the game ends. And the game ends when all these cards are empty or when one player has filled out all their tea plantation markers. Let's just take a quick look on how the different actions work, or basically what they are. First off, you can plan to make a new tea plantation. You're going to pay 5 and you're going to take one of these tea plantation markers and one of your plantation markers where your action is. You have to build where your man is, and that is that action. Next thing you can do is you can harvest. When you harvest, you're going to harvest tea chests from the place you are on and all the places adjacent to where you are. You can harvest both your own or the other players. If you harvest the other players, they're going to get points for that. So if I harvest this one now, I'm going to get a green cube because this is the second level. If I harvest at the first level, that's a black cube, and if I harvest at the third level, that's a white cube. The next thing I can do is that I can fulfill these contracts. I do that by paying the amount of tea chests that is on the contract. Let's say here 2 blacks and a white. I will pay those to the bank. I will take this and I have to choose immediately if I want points or if I want victory points. No, points or money. Points and victory points, that's the same thing. Points or money. Then I'm going to turn it over and put it on my player board. And I want to collect as many different numbers as possible on these train companies. The next action you can do is that you can move on the technology track. You're going to take a disc and you're going to move it one up. That costs 5. And everybody else is going to get 1. And you're going to get a technology tile. And you can use this basically as an extra action. Once before or after you played your card, you can spend one of these to do an action of your choice. That is all of the 5 main actions and the 2 basic actions. The last main action is that you can get a contract with one of these people around the board. Each of them is going to have a special ability. You're going to have to pay 5. And in the region you are, you're going to make a contract with this guy. And you have this special ability for the rest of the game. And the 2 that are the 5 main actions, and the 2 basic actions are that you can take 2 money, that's pretty self-explanatory, or you can move your man. You can move him 1 for free, and then it's 1 extra, and it's +2, +3, +4, and so on. After you play the game, the player with the most points is the winner. So at the end there is some final scoring, and just do a quick overview of that. They basically are going to try to have majority in different areas. First off, the player with the most points is going to get a lot of points. The most coins, not the most points. You're not going to get more points for being the leader. You're going to get more points for having the most money. And then there are majorities in each of these. Who has the most tea plantations here? Then it's this track right here. Then it's a different amount of train companies you have done contracts by. And then you get 2 negative points for each of these markers you didn't get on the board. And after that, the player with the most points is the winner of Ceylon. As always, let's start with the artwork and components. And I must say this is a game that looks better in real life than it does in pictures. When I saw the picture of the board of this game, it kind of gave me the feeling that it's going to be a really simple game. There was something about it, it looked like smaller than it was. It looked like kind of cartoony with the different characters on the edge of the different areas of the board. I wasn't really drawn into it by looking at pictures. Then I saw the game in Essen and I was like, oh, that's how it looks. That looks pretty cool. And I got a game and it looks really nice. Nothing really to say about the components and artwork. The artwork is good. Yeah, so I guess there is something to say. Like I'm saying there's nothing to say about it and then I'm starting to say things. So that doesn't make sense at all. But it looks really good. I really enjoy it. There is one thing, like the board looks beautiful. Like, if you are one of the people who don't like flimsy player boards, I don't mind. I just wanted you to know these are the player boards in the game. They're just a piece of paper, but they look really good. I really enjoy the artwork on this game. Everything looks great. It looks family friendly. It looks colorful. It looks intriguing. It makes you want to play the game more than it does in the picture. So if you've seen a picture of this and you put it away just because of that, try to see it in real life because it looks really great actually. So gameplay. Let's start with enjoyment. Is it fun to play the game? Yes it is. It's absolutely fun to play the game. This is one of the games that grew on me. The first time I played, I was a bit lukewarm. I thought it was okay, but it wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be. Then the next time I played it, I found it more enjoyable. And then I played it again, and I liked it as much as I did the second time. So this is kind of having an upwards curve for me in enjoyment. The first time was fun, and then the second and third time were maybe fun. Like double fun. I don't know, like if that's a new rating system, like double fun. Double the fun with Ceylon. It's kind of a rhyme. I'm a poet. Or something. So yeah, enjoyment, pretty high level of enjoyment in this game. Ease of play, it's super simple. Like, there's a couple of rules, like a couple of edge cases here and there, but mostly there's 5 main actions that are really simple. Everything in the game costs 5. I like that. I like that it's really simple, like, oh, what bush was this costing again? You don't really have to remember because it says on the action cards, but you can remember when you plan because everything costs 5. So if you want to do something on the other player's turn, then have 5, because that's what it's going to cost. If somebody plays a card and you're like, oh, I only have 3, then you should have planned better, because 5 is the golden number. So ease of play here is, it's a light game. It's not light like, I would say like light to medium. There's enough to think about, so it does feel like you have to plan, but it's easy to plan because you see like, okay, I wanna send those tea chests, so I will have to harvest, and then I will have to do that action, depending on what the other players of course do. But it's pretty simple, straightforward, but it feels fun enough. It feels like you have to plan. The decisions feel meaningful enough. Playtime has been around an hour and 15 minutes with 4 players. I played 4 and 2, so 4 players being 1 hour 10, 1 hour 15 minutes, and with 2 players we played in about 45 minutes. Maybe it was half an hour, but between half an hour and 45 minutes. So it's a pretty quick game. I think we will spend 45 minutes in a 2-player game. So, player count. I played 2 and 4. Works great about player counts. I think some people said like the 2-player game was better. I think the 4-player game was better, so maybe 3 players is gonna be the sweet spot. 2 was good, but I don't think I'm gonna grab this out for 2-player, because I think the interaction on the board is more interesting with 3 and 4 players. With 2, you just kind of go around doing your own thing. The board gets a bit smaller, and that makes it a lot more interesting. If you had a whole board with 2, it was just gonna be kind of boring. So that is a really great thing. So I think like if you want to play games with 2 and you want to play this game, do it, because it's a great game at 2 players as well. But I think 3 and 4 is going to be better. 4 is better for me, and it's not really often I like the higher player count the most. So 4-player for this 1 hour 10 minutes game, just perfect. Replayability wise, I would say this has a kind of it's a mix, because like the board is kind of static. The different elevations are going to be different, but it doesn't really matter where they are because you can move on them anyways. The thing that's going to change are the special abilities of the different areas, and those don't really change the game a bit, but not so much. So I would say there's kind of a medium replayability here. You can play it probably 5 to 10 times. I think if I played it 10 times, I would be pretty done with the game. Yeah, so I think replayability, that's what I think is kind of in the medium. Not too bad, but not like amazing. It's not going to be a game I'm going to play, or could play like 100 times, because it would feel repetitive after a while. Final thoughts time. I really liked this game. This was a game, as I said, it grew on me. The thing that also I was most intrigued about, of course, was the card play mechanism. There's many games that do I will choose an action and then all of you can do that action, but I personally haven't seen this where you have a card with 2 actions, and I'm going to choose one of them, and you're going to have to do the other action or one of the basic actions. That makes for a lot of interesting planning, because I have to think about what do I really want to do, but then I also have to try to think about what do I don't want you to do. In the 2-player game that was easier because I could just block one player. In the 4-player game it's harder. Okay, you can do it, it's good for you, but I have to try to block it for the most people as possible. Try to not give them as many actions as I could. So that is the most important or most interesting thing about the game. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Area control. Eurogame, it doesn't do a lot of things in a different way. I like the card mechanism. I think it's a fun game. I don't think this is going to be a game I play for years to come, but I think it's going to be, if somebody wants to play it, I will gladly play it because I've had fun all the times I played it. So usually I say like a 7 is a game where I will play before I review, have fun with it, and then probably never play it again. So I'm gonna give this a 7.5. That means it's a game I could play again if somebody wants to play it. I could also see myself choosing to play it, but I don't know if I've ever had the time with all the games I need to play for review. So that is Ceylon. It's a fun, light, family-lightweight game. You can teach it to almost anybody, but it's still interesting enough decisions to get you through the game. It's quick. It takes like an hour 15 minutes, which is a great playtime. 4 players, a lot of game here for 1 hour 15 minutes game. So that is Ceylon, a good game, and that's the end of the review. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, please comment, and please subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. And that's that. I'm Johannes. You've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye bye.